You're not gonna die from that. Not from that.
Alright, come on.
Let's go.
Because I gotta make it to the cleaners and the liquor store.
The liquor store?
Yeah.
What you doing at the liquor store?
I have to buy some wine.
Oh, okay.
My sister's really, no, I have to take it to her. Listen, my sister's really going through it.
Oh. Hold on, y'all. I got to make sure I zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now, y'all tried me in the comments last week.
Saying what?
Somebody, just pull it up. There we go. Yeah.
You still high?
Yeah. You don't want to pull yours up?
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, somebody was like, just skip to 18 minutes. I was like, hold up. I guess because they didn't, like, I didn't know a lot of people talked about Beyonce and Carlos Santana, but don't come on our channel being rude. If there's something you don't want to hear or something you don't want to see, you already seen the title. How many times we tell you that you read the title? You can just skip it. If you're on your phone, you can skip it. Or just watch the whole video. Support the Scorpion Show. It's Kevin and Mikkel. We're back with a new video. I know I was supposed to do the raffles. I don't have time to do it yet, but I will do the raffles for these Scorpion Show pins that were given to us by YouTube. And I want to give a shout out to Kendra, who works at YouTube and who is a part of the YouTube Black Committee. I don't know if it's the committee, but when I talk to her, it's you know, she's in charge of the YouTube Black. I'll call it a committee. The YBC, the YouTube Black Committee, and they sent a letter from the CEO of YouTube. You know, just thanking all of the Black YouTubers for all that we do and contribute to YouTube. And I was like, I don't know what these gifts are. I was like, I wonder what it is. And when I opened it up, it had all of these pins in here with our face, and I just fell out. I wish I had recorded that moment when I opened the box, because I was really shocked and I just loved it. So I want to say thank you to YouTube for giving us these pens to give away. And I just wanted to, everybody love them. Everybody love them, and I'm going to make sure that you guys get some, and then I'm going to try to order some more so that way everybody can have a pen, because these pens are hot. Everybody wants a pen. And I'm going to make sure that y'all get some. What else has been going on? I had a good weekend until about Sunday. You know how sometimes we let our parents just, I guess sometimes when you know they're not feeling good, you just let them lay there, and then you realize, like, no, bitch, you got to, no. So this is, I get on the phone with my sister, and I start telling her, I ain't do a good job cleaning this table. I was telling my sister, you know, what was going on. And so, you know, we realized that, you know, it's time that my mom has to go to the hospital. My mom was at that point where she just was like, she don't want to go to the hospital. And, you know, we had to talk to her and just like, can you please cooperate with us and go, you know, go to the hospital, because they might feel fine to themselves. You know something ain't right. And I been knew something wasn't right. But I figured, because I know my mom, sometimes when she have a cold, she like to lay down and just sleep, and, you know, we make sure she all right. But I was like, no, this is going on too long. You got to go. So my mom, right now, she's in the hospital, and the doctors are trying to figure out, you know, what's going on. And I'm getting mad talking about it. But, yeah, she's in the hospital. I would just say, please pray for me and my family and my mom. You know, just pray for us until we can find out, you know, what's going on. And I thank you for yesterday, because I needed that talk to...
Who, me?
Yes. I needed that talk just to say how I was feeling and venting, and for somebody to understand. It's good when somebody from the outside knows what's going on in the inside, because they can just tell you, because this person, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes, you understand. And I needed that laugh. I needed, you know, because it's tough, you know.
I'm sorry, but I didn't know we didn't talk yesterday.
Yes, we did. We talked for a good 30 minutes. Remember,
You know,
I was
it's been
like,
a lot going because it's been a lot going on these past few days. I thought I talked to you the day before yesterday on Sunday.
I text you Sunday.
You texted me Sunday. Yeah.
And we talked yesterday.
We did talk yesterday. Wow. It
Yeah.
didn't seem like it was yesterday.
So I needed
It's
that.
funny because, okay, so you called me to vent. Eddie called me to vent yesterday too.
Which Eddie?
My
Your
friend Eddie, yeah. He called me to
seen
vent.
him in so
Everybody
long.
just calls Mikhail when they want to vent.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm a good person to listen to. I mean, to talk to when you want to vent. Because I'm one of those people that I'm going to listen to you, I'm going to hear you out, and then if you're wrong, I'm going to what? Tell you wrong.
Yeah. But it's just,
Yes.
it's tough. And, you know, now it's just like, you know, we got to figure out what bill is this, where is that bill, who gets what.
Well, y'all going to figure it out. You know why y'all going to figure it out? Because there's a lot of y'all.
Yeah, but it's tough.
Yeah, y'all going to figure it out. It's tough right now because
it's like
just
all
happened.
at once.
Yeah, it's all at once. But I mean, y'all, you know, and first of all, you good with stuff, so you'll be able to find the stuff. You just, you know, I just don't want y'all to be in here going strangling each other.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is how I feel. At this point, you know who's responsible and who ain't.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, if it has to be just you and one other person, or you and you alone, then you do what you got to do and make it right. So I mean, first of all, if y'all were able to actually rebuild your fucking house, literally, you can find some bills and get them paid.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm seeing the same fucking. I'm like, okay, I'm venting a little bit. I'm just seeing this same bill. Okay, the electric bill. Okay, I see the water bill. Where is the gas bill? I don't see the gas bill, but I see like she has a book where she writes each bill and how much she paid out. That's that old school stuff because I don't know nobody that do that. But I'm like, well, where is the bill? I can't find the fucking bill. So I'm trying to find that, or I'm sure they're not going to give me no information if I just call if I don't have no account number. So I got to find that.
It's alright. You'll find it. You'll find it. Whatever you do, I'm here to talk, but don't call me to help you find it.
I'm going to find it.
Don't call me to help you find it.
So I know you had a tough little weekend yourself.
I did. My we had a terrible loss this weekend in my church family. My pastor lost his mother on Friday night. She was 88 years old, and she was sick with Alzheimer's for like the past 7 years, 7 to 8 years, and I mean, these last few months, her health was really declining. So you know, but when it happens, you know, you're just like, oh my God. But the thing about it, I've been with my pastor and his family, you know, every day since, you know, Saturday, when I found out Saturday morning, because they called me late Friday night when it happened, but I was asleep because I'm like an old man. But I've been with them ever since then, and so I feel like I was with them, then I was dealing with you, and then I was dealing with Eddie, and I got to deal with my dad. Oh my God, my dad. I know he is pissed at me, but he'll be fine, because I'll help him either today or tomorrow, but I'll let him know I'm going to help him, because I know he's mad at me. But I just been dealing with everybody, and I haven't had time to deal with myself yet. But I feel like after this weekend, I'll be able to deal with myself. But it doesn't feel like I'm really too concerned about myself right now, because everything, you know, I feel like I need to worry about, make sure everybody else is all right. But in any event, you know, and it's just sad because, you know, him and his family, they were really close, and that was their mom, and so they were there all the time. His sister, every Sunday after church, he would preach, go home, cook, and then go up to the nursing home to see his mom with his sister and his wife, or whoever the case may be. It's just, you know, and Miss Lucy, she had been a member of our church for 77 years. 77 years.
A whole lifetime, right there. In the
77. She came 2 years. She joined our church 2 years after my grandmom and her sisters joined in 1937. She joined in 1939. But for 77 years, Miss Lucy was a proud, active member of St. Joseph Baptist Church, raised all her 3 children. Her husband got married. Mr. Fleming, he was the chairman of the deacon board. She was a deaconess. Then she was elevated to the mother's board. Her mother was on the mother's board. It just, you know, our church, and we were talking about this in the past few days, how our church, all these years, it was interesting because these past few days, you were seeing a lot of people from, we call old St. Joseph, the members, people who used to go to our church years ago when I was a child. how they all, coming back. And we're just saying to ourselves, because of the type of person that my pastor is and his family and the church St. Joseph itself, Saturday it's going to be huge. It's just going to be a huge homegoing. And it's like, you already been, my church. We have the sanctuary for it, but it's going to be huge because she was a well-loved person. Like I said, 77 years she was a member of our church. So she watched a lot of people grow up. She was able to groom a lot of people. She impacted a lot of people's lives. But it's just, it's good to know that she's no longer suffering, because she was suffering from Alzheimer's for, like I said, the past 8 years. And interesting enough, her mother, Miss Winnie, I remember Miss Winnie as a child, she suffered from Alzheimer's too. And they took care of her. And Miss Lucy used to always say, she just hopes and prays that she doesn't get it. And then she ended up getting it. So, but yeah, just keep my pastor and his family in prayer. Just, keep them in prayer and just continue to lift them up. My pastor's a very, very, very strong man, because a lot of people didn't think on Sunday he would get up to preach, and he did. He preached and he preached. And he mentioned his mom's passing one time throughout the whole service, and then after that, church went on as if it was just a regular Sunday. And the interesting thing about that is that one of our members asked my pastor how was it that he was able to get up there and preach, knowing that his mother had just passed 2 days earlier. And he said when his grandmother died in 1999, he was our pastor at the time as well, and he said he didn't want to preach because his grandmother had just died, and his mother told him, you have an obligation and responsibility to go to church and preach. You not preaching is not going to bring her back. And he said he heard his mom's voice in his head when she died 2 days ago that he had an obligation to preach the word. Yeah, her not preaching.
That whole sermon.
When I tell you he preached the word and didn't, but we know, because he was his mother's youngest and he was a mama's boy. We know that Saturday is going to.
Somebody who's preaching Saturday.
He is.
Really?
Yes, he is. He ain't gonna let nobody do his mother's funeral. He did his mother's funeral and he's doing his mother's funeral and he did his father's funeral.
Okay.
Yep. He's gonna do it.
Yes.
And it's like, it's only right. It's only right if somebody's gonna do, and you a preacher, he's doing his mother's funeral. So that's why I said we know he gonna deliver, and it's gonna be emotional, and it's gonna be some good singing. Some good singing.
That's what I love most about the church.
It's gonna be some good singing.
And preaching. But I love the singing too.
Yes. But anyway, so that was my weekend. I've had a very long, eventful weekend. It's still, this week is just. So continue to pray for everybody. Pray for Kevin and his mom. Pray for my pastor and his family. Pray for me. Give me the strength to be able to be there for everybody that's calling on me. And I just thank God that I'm able to be there for them. Listen, last night I was so tired. I closed my eyes, turned off my light, my TV, and then I said, oh my God, I got to call Eddie back, because he had called me earlier in the day. I said, Eddie, I can't talk right now because I'm at my pastor's house, but I promise you when I get home I'll call you. And I forgot, and then I realized, and I got out of my sleep and called him and listened for a whole hour, him tell me about something that happened 3 weeks ago. And I just felt so bad for my friend. But you have to live, you have to learn.
Yeah.
And you got to stop making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So all I could do this time was just listen. I ain't give no advice.
What?
Nope, I just listened. Because
do you feel like a broken record by saying the same stuff?
I do. That's why I didn't give no advice. I just listened to what they had to say, and you know what I said to him? You know what you have to do. You know what you gotta do. I'm not saying anything else, because every time you go through this, you call Mikkel. Every time.
Now, a couple weeks back, I asked you guys for some time. Now, it's some stuff that's been going on, but okay, I don't want to talk about Chris Brown yet. But that nigga is crazy. Okay?
Come on, what's new?
And 3 of the stories involve him. Not saying, no, not yet. So I asked you guys like a what would you do segment. Now this might be a little long, but I'm going to try to get through it, okay? And I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to get through it. It says, hi Kevin and Mikkel, I'm Chanel and I need your advice. I have a guy friend that I've been knowing about 3 to 4 years. A year ago he hit a rough patch in his life, and me being the friend that I am, I was there for him. I made sure to uplift him, support him emotionally, and defend him many times against people who turned their back on him. Sometimes I put my stuff aside to help him out. I was literally one of the few people who stood by his side. All right, you let it be known. If he needed something, all right. If he needed something, I got it. If he needed me to do something, I did it. I did all this stuff out the kindness of my heart. I prayed and cried for this man, and he knows that. Recently, he met this white girl, and I noticed that he's been distant. He doesn't answer any calls, texts, DMs like he used to. He doesn't really come around anymore. The girl he just met hasn't done half of what I've done for him, but I see him talking to her on social media, and he's always out with her. He treats her like she was the one holding him down during his dark time. He pays attention to her and none other people who's been there for him. He acts like he don't know me anymore. We weren't in an intimate relationship, but I loved him as a friend. I still do, but it hurts to know. It hurts too much knowing he's not even trying to reach out. How do I move on? He literally just forgot about me with no explanation. And now I'm sitting here still wondering whether it was still something I did. Is it because he's that type that sees white as more valuable? Was I just being used? Was I too nice? Should I not be caring next time? I know I'm never going to get an explanation. So how do I move on from someone I gave so much love, time, and help to? I would love to hear your take on this situation. Now that was a good one.
Would you like to, or me?
I want you to go first. I did all that talking.
Okay. Hey, Chanel. Thanks for the, yeah. Listen. Okay, I'm sure some of you, when he was reading that, saw when my facial expression, when it got to the, recently he met this white girl. Okay. So, Chanel, I'm going to just say, I'm going to start with this. I've been in your shoes where I've helped people, helped some of my friends, and Kevin knows this, where I've helped some of my friends mentally, financially, you know, spiritually, and then when they got out of their dark patch, they just kind of like, oh, okay, hey, Mikhail, and kept it moving. I've been there. So I know how it feels to, you know, but you know what I didn't do? I didn't stop loving that friend. I didn't stop, you know, caring about that friend. I didn't even stop being friends with that friend. I let them continue to do them. And what I did was, I continued to do me, and I kept moving on. But what I didn't do was turn my back on them. I didn't do that. Whenever they called or came around and said, you know, I was there for them. I didn't turn my back on them because a true friend would not do that, okay? And I didn't do the things for my friends just for the accolades and just to say, oh my God, you were there for me when I didn't have no. Because as a friend, I should be there for you when you don't have anything or when you don't have anybody. That's what friends are for, okay? You kind of get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just like when Kevin had that house fire and I would, never mind. But that's what friends are for. You are there for your friends. But Chanel, let me just say this. When you were reading it, I kind of felt like you
really like that guy.
You really liked your friend. Because there was no kind of, it was no, because I almost was about to tell Kevin to stop, but something said, no, Mikhail, don't tell him to stop. Let him keep reading because there may be a reason why she's using this white girl term. But then you didn't give me another reason. You just said it again later on down the line. But I don't know. It sounds like you kind of liked him in the past, where you may still do like him, and your feelings are hurt because now he's moved on to this white girl. I mean, I don't know why it was necessary for you to point out that his new girlfriend is white.
Or the new friend that he met is white. Yeah.
Or the new friend. Why didn't you just say he met a new friend or a new girlfriend? Like, I don't know why, because this is 2017.
Because, you know,
everybody's dating every damn body.
But for some black woman, it's hard to see a black man go to a white woman.
Yeah, it is. But then it's, for me, I feel like it's hard if you have feelings for them. Because if you just their friend, you should be happy for your friend for meeting somebody. You should really not have any kind of gripes about him dating somebody out of his race. You're his friend. You're there to support him. So you saying, oh, he's now dating this white girl and he's putting her on a pedestal. Well, why do you feel like he's putting her on a pedestal? That's his girlfriend.
Because she ain't getting no attention from him no more. And that's what's eating her up. And I think this is somebody that she really, really liked.
Right.
And she never even told him that she
never
liked
even told. Hell, she never told herself that she liked him. She's just convincing herself that she doesn't like him, that he's just my friend. But that whole letter, I'm sorry, Chanel, but it kind of came off as you like this guy, and he just, you know,
ain't giving you no play.
He's not giving you the play or attention anymore. But this is what But this is what happens, Chanel, when your friends meet somebody. I have tons of friends, okay? Tons of them. Who one weekend we all hanging out, and the next weekend I'm like, hello, we going out? No, I got, it's just, it's life. I told my cousin the other day, I said, listen, I ain't been in a relationship since 2011. Okay, that's 6 years ago was the last time I was in a relationship. I know what it's like to have a whole bunch of friends dating and having boyfriends or girlfriends, and I'm just like, it's life. Such is life. You have to get used to it. If not, if you don't like it, then get up and find your own damn man.
Or get a new one.
Yeah, or
I think you should have told him that you liked him, because it sounds deeper than this. She's like, I'm there for him just doing the dark time.
She has to tell herself first that she likes him.
But she was talking about all the dark stuff. But I'm sure, like, before he had rough times, y'all had good times together. I don't think he just up and just disappeared. But one thing I would say is you should just let him know how you feel. Or, that you feel like he's being distant. Why is he being distant? Ain't nothing wrong with saying, where you been at? Why you being distant? Because I get my friends together all the time, and they'll get me together. If I don't do something, or if I haven't said something in like a week, they get upset. First of all, they get upset if I post something on social media and they don't know about it first.
And you don't know about it first, right?
But I'm like, I put it on here because this way everybody will see. Well, I didn't see it because you didn't say it. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It is what it is.
I just think that, Chanel, you kind of have feelings for him, and you have not told him or yourself yet that you have feelings for him. But I just think that the whole, he has a white girlfriend, I think that was kind of unnecessary. Like, we didn't need to know.
Maybe she don't like that girl because it's a white girl, but you could still be friends after this. It's not like he just threw you away. Just be friends with him. Just tell him you ain't like how you did
because he,
because he ain't returned. Like, I don't know. I don't know, Chanel, but I don't think her being white has anything to do with it.
Like, I felt like her mentioning that the girl was white.
That's a low self-esteem on your part,
right? Because it wasn't necessary in the letter. That's why I said I wanted Kevin to finish reading it before I understood why it was that you said what you said about her being white. But then you never said why you said it. So it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
so hopefully you kind of talk to yourself first and then be like, okay, Chanel, is it that I really like this guy? And now I'm upset? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have those issues because I just go home and go to work. And come here. And raise hell here. And then go back home.
I know it was one more. Somebody said, why haven't you heard your mom talk? Well, that's
you don't have to answer that one because we already know why.
And this says.
Did I see something that said XXX? Oh, I did see XXX.
Yeah, but
that's a number.
What you call that?
Your bank, right?
No, this shit just be stuff that be coming to the
spam though.
Yeah. Talking about Donald Trump. It says, heartbreaking. My story is true and a shocking one, so brace yourself.
Oh my God, how long is the story?
It's not that long. I split up with my partner. We share a child who is 5 years old. I encourage regular contact with the dad and the child. I have now lived to regret this. Growing up, I did not know my dad and promised myself that my child would never go through something like this. One night, my child wake up from a nightmare, screams, "Don't it hurts?" I woke my child up and tried to comfort my child when my child burst into tears.
Wait, your child woke up from nightmare screaming. Wait, from my
nightmares.
One night, my child.
It's her text.
One night, my child woke up from nightmare scream. Don't it hurts?
Don't do that.
No, I'm trying to understand what that line means. Is it that the child was saying, doesn't it?
He woke up screaming, saying, "Don't it hurts?"
Okay. Because that's not what that says.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to, I woke my child up and tried to comfort my child, and when my child burst into tears and told me the dad and his friend had been molesting her. As I write this, I am still in shock. I have reported it to the police. They both denied it. Also, my child will not repeat or talk about it anymore. The police now claim I should drop the case on lack of evidence. I feel like hiring someone to hurt them bad, but been to the police already, so that's out the question. Now, she's not asking what to do. Well, I guess she just told the story, but if I was in that situation, first thing, you did the right thing by talking to the police. Now, the second thing is to try to get your child into some therapy to discuss what's, what happened or what's going on. Third, I guess you would have to keep your child away from the parent and go to the courts and let them know that you don't want your child around
because
them.
this is what's going. This is what has been told to me by my child, and I've reported it to the police, and now I don't know where to go. But you know what's so unfortunate that I've learned about the court system, because I think I mentioned this on our show a few months ago, and I think I recorded it, but I never watched it, so I have to find it. There was this special on CNN that the young lady who used to be on The View years ago, the Asian lady, Lisa Lang. She did a report on CNN where she had did this report on young women who had been raped by men that they didn't know. The men were put in jail, but the states that they lived in, once the men were released, and if the girls had kids by these men were allowed to see these kids.
I remember you talking about
and
that.
Then if the visitations would first start off as a monitor there, and then down the line it would be like a visitation. There's no supervision, and then down the line the child would be able to spend the night with them. And it got to the point where she had interviewed this one young lady who was in that similar situation, and the young lady, as she was talking to her, was just in tears. And mind you, while she's talking in tears, I'm at home in tears. Like, how can a system be that? But it was a certain state that she lived in where they allowed, if the father who had did the rape went to jail and served his time, then he was able to come out, and then if there was a child, be in the child's life. And I'm like, huh?
You shouldn't even be able to be around a child because you already raped somebody.
Right.
And I don't know her age, but wouldn't they be like, you can't be around children and all of that stuff?
Well, if it's their child, I guess I gotta find out, and I gotta watch this thing. But it was so interesting because it's like the court system, it has these loopholes. And at times it works for you, and then at times it doesn't, and it'll work against you. And it's unfortunate because if this young lady went to the police, well, first of all, it's all around unfortunate, because if this was the child's father and the father's friend, and then you go to the police, and then the child then becomes scared, so then the child doesn't say anything about it anymore. It becomes really, really hard for the parent to try to prove, like, no, this really happened to my child. But I would definitely go to the court system and let them know, listen, this is what was told to me. I need to I have my child in therapy. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Hopefully we can stop visitations. Hopefully we can, or have supervised visitations, something, because I just can't imagine my child telling me that this has happened to them by their parent, and then me sending them off again with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just can't imagine that.
And the child is 5 years old too, so they know what's going on.
Right, exactly.
Damn.
That's unfortunate.
That sounds like something that I see all the time on that Steve Wilkos show. But they determine it by a lie detector test. Some people pass and some people don't. The ones that don't pass, he goes off on them. And then, but you can't really prosecute nobody based on a lie detector test.
Right. Which sometimes I feel like sometimes, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of times lie detector tests are pointless because of the simple fact that you can't prosecute someone on that. And then I feel like also, just me personally, I feel like a lot of times a lie detector test isn't 100% accurate in my opinion, because a lot of times the lie detector test looks for your breathing, it looks for if there's anxiety, in your voice or whatever. And I feel like if you got somebody who's great at what they do,
they can
pass. You know what I mean? They can pass, and it's like, come on. Because I think I was watching something. I can't remember what it was, because I'm always watching something. Always. I think I was watching something where this serial killer had took a lie detector test and passed the lie detector test, but the police knew that the person had killed
somebody.
Wow. And it was like weird, because I'm thinking like, see, this is why I have doubts about lie detector tests. Like, it was crazy. Like this person did the crime and admitted to a crime, but then they did a lie detector test, and it was just really, really weird. Like
how the hell did they pass?
Yeah, because they knew how to pass. Control your breathing. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about. Your heart rate. Because the lie detector test is really what's going on in here. Like if they ask you a question that they, you know, if I say, Kevin, when's the last time you got fucked in your ass, and you get nervous.
Oh no!
and you get nervous and say never, and then your heart starts.
I'll say a long time, and it won't even move.
Hey, listen, hey. But you know, it's like, hey, well, hey. But you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
With that explanation, he couldn't come with something better. Why you say like, and they ask you, do you really like Beyonce? What would they do?
Well, I mean, because I knew there had to be one answer only.
Bitch, riding my whole life. Yeah. So if you want to send some "What would you do" questions in, send it to the Scorpion at thescorpionshow.com.
We should ask not high five. City Hive, we can use what would you do?
Yes, but we might be able to use this little
yeah, we can only use that though, because the rest of it says what would you do?
And the someone's at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry, and the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money, and his dad is gone somewhere in the
somewhere smoking rock now in the lockdown.
Oh, bitch. Stop. I ain't got a job now.
Right. Somewhere smoking rock now in a lot of lockdown. I ain't got a job now. So for you, this is just a good time, but for me, this is what I call life.
That was the bomb back in the day.
It was only the bomb with that one fucking song.
Nah, they had a couple of songs.
A couple of songs that came and went, but that was the only big one.
And then I love Two Wrongs with Claudette and Wyclef. That was the song.
If only. Now listen, I love that song with him and her. But I always said to myself that if it was to be done over, I could see Beyonce killing that with him. Because I don't know what Claudette sounds like now.
She still sounds the same.
She does?
She's actually on the Tyler Perry play.
She's okay.
She sounded great.
But I would love to hear them do that live. Him and Claudette. I would love to hear them because that's what
I'm sure she can sing it. But I like Claudette. I don't want to change.
But you know how? No. I don't want to change either. I'm talking about live anyway. I'm not talking about recording. I'm just saying live or whatever.
But you know how sometimes. On a tour now,
but you know how sometimes when you have a favorite song that somebody sings and then years later they sing it and you be like, oh, I hope they sing it or kill it. And then sometimes they kind of disappoint. Yes. Like I feel like I don't want her to disappoint me.
Not
See, I've heard her sing.
With her new Beyonce's vocal, she would kill it. And Claudette would kill it too.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I haven't heard Beyonce. I mean, not Beyonce. Claudette. I haven't heard
singing in a long time.
Yeah, that's why I said Beyonce because I haven't heard, and I wouldn't want Claudette to disappoint me. But if you say she can sing,
yes,
I believe you because I mean I know for a fact Tyler Perry ain't hiring no non-singers on his play. Yeah, so I believe you. I take your word. Okay.
Yes. And who else? What's the other one with Wyclef? He always got them good duets. Whitney Houston, Mary J. Blige, Someone Call 911.
Someone please call 911.
Wyclef, you need to do an album of duets. Like, bring it back.
And get them people back their money and hit it.
Wait a minute. I don't know nothing about this, so I ain't co-signing.
Well, allegedly.
I ain't co-signing.
He needs to get back their money.
But I want to give a shout out to Rihanna. She set a new record for herself. She has 30 songs that have been in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. And she is now up there with Mariah Carey, Madonna, and I believe it was the Beatles.
I know that's
with the most. And so she was tied with Michael Jackson for 29. So now she's in a whole new...
She keeps... Well, not I think, because I know it'll happen. She keep making them great songs like she did on Anti. She'll surpass all of them.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because, like I said before, I may not be a big Rihanna fan, but I can't deny the fact that she makes really good songs, really good catchy songs, really good party songs, really good club songs. So it's like you can't deny that at all.
Yeah, so I want her to come out with a greatest hits album because I think it's
you
time.
You want her to? No. I think Rihanna has
10 years.
No, yeah, but I think she has about 2 more albums, maybe even 3, until we get a greatest hits. Because you never know. Some of her good hits may not be.
Let me see. This is my sister. Hold on, y'all. Hello?
Do you want to put that on speaker while we record?
Stop it. What you say? What you say? Well, we back. I don't want you messing me up. I'm up to turn. So So yeah, I just got a little update on my mom. I'm feeling much better about it, but I still gotta keep praying on it. So yeah, so we just want to say congratulations to Rihanna on that. It looks like the Chris Brown, the Soulja Boy fight is off. It looks like they will not be fighting because Chris Brown will not sign the contract. Everybody that's dealing with the fight have signed the contract except for Chris Brown. But I still think that it's stupid. If y'all was gonna fight, y'all should have did something about it in January.
But you know what the crazy part is? And I'm sure it's probably Chris Brown's people, the same people who should be telling him not to be out here acting a fool, probably told him don't sign it. But the crazy thing is, a lot of people were actually rooting for Chris Brown.
Yes.
They were rooting for him.
I want to see him a double KO. They both.
So did Soulja Boy sign?
Soulja Boy signed. He said the only person moving this up is Chris Brown. Everybody else is signed. He said he's a punk pussy, all this stuff, paraphrasing. But
so why he's gonna have this over Chris Brown's head?
Yes, that you did not sign the contract and you didn't want to fight.
When Chris Brown was the one who said,
"That's right, and I'll beat your ass," and all this thing. Chris Brown threatened him, "Don't play with me. I got goons." This stupid, and I'm glad they're not fighting. Then Chris Brown is following Rihanna's best friend Melissa. I believe her last name ain't Ford. It can't be Melissa Ford. That's the other lady. So Chris Brown, he's following her and just saying like, she will always be my dog and all this and that. Chris Brown, you have to leave people alone. And then Karrueche has filed a fucking restraining order against Chris Brown because he threatened to kill her. Like allegedly, Chris.
Before we get
Then some more Chris Brown news. Chris Brown is going on a party tour with 50 Cent in them. Because I don't remember the other names. So Chris Brown, all this coochie that's going to be thrown around at you on this tour, you going like on a 40-city tour. And you worrying about Rihanna and Karrueche. I seen this video clip where you said that when they fuck with you for life. Like they ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. Chris, you got that. Go.
Be quiet, McCall. Nope, I won't go there. I won't go there. Not today, say.
Oh! Then he get mad when people follow the girls. Like Chris Brown, you might have did a little something, but they're not with you no more. Sure. They are over you. They are done with you. They are done with the craziness. You don't see Rihanna talk about you no more. I haven't seen y'all hang out, because y'all used to hang out for a little bit, but she ain't fucking with you no more. Karrueche don't want you no more, and you still putting her in songs and everything. You keeping her name out there, mind you fucking her friends and calling her a fool. She will be a fool if she go back after you already say I done fucked your friends. Leave her alone, Chris.
Right. Leave her alone.
But then again, there's girls out there that love all of that shit.
But I honestly do believe that Karrueche don't want nothing to do with her.
She don't.
She don't.
She getting her own career.
She's getting her own. Yeah.
Yes, Chris, you brought her out there.
Yes, you
so
did.
What?
Yes, you did.
Kanye brought out Amber Rose, but Amber Rose is doing her own thing.
But this is what you do. Chris Brown, you and Karrueche still could have been together had you not started acting like a plum fool.
Yeah.
So this is what happens when you act like a plum fool.
Well, maybe Chris Brown wouldn't be so bad. I know they said that he was diagnosed bipolar. Maybe if he get that in check, maybe it could help him. But right now, he is just too crazy. And if I was a female, I wouldn't deal with it. You already seen how he treated one woman. Huh?
What deal with?
Deal with him. Did you crazy? Because some people are crazy.
Yeah,
they think they own you. Once I love you to the death. Mm-hmm. No man can ever have you. If I can't have you, nobody else will.
Mm-hmm. Well, I turned to tell her in that ambulance, bitch, if you die, I'll kill you.
Yes.
That took me out. That just took me out. I said, wow. He told her, he whispered, if you hear me, and then asked her, do you hear me? If you die, I'll kill you. I said, well, what kind of shit is that to tell somebody? If you die, I'll kill you.
That's some crazy.
That's some crazy shit. And I'd have been like, bitch, please don't let me die. 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 I don't want nobody to kill me. I don't want nobody to kill me. No.
Just don't let me die.
Just don't let me die. And once I got better at the hospital, bitch,
I'm out.
I'm out.
You see Tina left, she got them kids and they was out. And their mother
she played leapfrog with that damn traffic. Okay? And she played leapfrog with that traffic, okay?
Yeah, 10 cents in the gas
card
in my pocket.
10 cents in the gas card in my pocket. Well, bitch, you better go rent you a car. You better get go steal you a car. Oh! And you won't be standing here with 10 cents.
She said, I promise you.
I promise you. He said, Miss Turner, it's okay. I just said, well, listen, Miss Turner, I'll let you use the phone to call somebody. Maybe they can wire you some money.
Bitch, you want to be fired the next time.
Like, no.
Listen, Tina came in here, beat the fuck up.
Tina Turner came in this hotel, beat the fuck up, and that guy told her, well, what you want me to do? He gonna come in here and get me. If I put you in a room and he come in here looking for you and the price is right, I will tell him which room you're in. If he say I'll give you this amount, she's in 5405. You gotta take that elevator, not that one, because that one moves a little faster than those. Okay?
You ain't shit.
I have bills to pay.
Oh.
And I have a car, no, and insurance at the end of it.
Yes. Tell me, I will tell you ain't.
Okay? Please don't take those elevators because they move slow. Because if you take those ones, you might not catch her.
Oh, shit. Okay, and last but not least, the Roots Picnic is June the 3rd. I've never been.
I've never been there.
And this is the 10th annual. I have to go. It's always the first Saturday in June at Penn's Landing in Philadelphia. And Pharrell is headlining, Lil Wayne is headlining, and Solange. And it's a bunch of other that's going to be there. I'm sure it's going to be plenty other acts. We need to get on there and go. But yeah, the Roots Picnic, I'm really looking forward to that. And I think they even did like one in New York for like around October. So they trying to, move around and, have a show. But it's really a good time. I've never heard anything bad about the Roots Picnic, but I want them to do that free tour that they did when Brandy and Luke James and all of them was there. I want them to do something like that again. That was fun.
Yes, it was.
And we did not know who Kendrick Lamar was, and he was right in front of our face, and that girl kept screaming his name and hugging him. We was like, Ken who?
We had no idea because he wasn't big at that time, and she was going off, and we said, "Girl, why you keep screaming for him?" She said, "Y'all know who that is?" No, who is he? She said, "Kendrick Lamar." I said, "Well, who's that?" Who? Oh, well, what is he saying? She knew exactly who he was.
Yes, that was a fun day.
And then, like 2-3 years later, he blew up, and we was like,
okay, that's that guy that.
A lot of people didn't know who he was either, because when he was walking by, people was just like in their phones trying to figure out who. They wasn't even taking pictures of him, but she was the only one screaming, "Oh my God, Kendrick Lamar!" He was like, hey. He was like, "Bitch, why are you calling his name like that, girl? What's the matter with you?"
And then it was shady because we kept trying to get backstage and Bernie would not open the door.
We're not going to talk about that.
No, I'm just...
Are we done? Okay, because we're not going to talk about that.
Bitch, let me stop. No, I'm just playing.
Do it.
I was just playing. So, because Bernie was like, what do you mean? I couldn't get it. No, I was just joking. I really was joking. So we're going to go. I hope y'all have a good week. I'm not sure if I'll be back here on Thursday. Because I want to, be at the hospital with my mom and make sure she's okay. But I'm definitely going to get those pins out. I might have to do the raffle in here by myself. But I'm definitely going to do the raffle for the pins. And then when we get some more pins, we'll be able to get some more out to you guys. And, yeah, so just please keep my family in prayer. Keep Mikhail's church family in prayer. And we will see y'all soon. Peace.
Adios, amigos. I know I said it wrong, but...
Adios, amigos.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded cute saying it, right?
No, not wrong, because people that speak Spanish...
Oh, I'm sorry. Adios, amigos. I'm sorry.
There you go.